Welcome to the UDA Plus classroom. Today, we will introduce the instruction spin the wheel, soldering version. The materials we need include front panel. The front panel may vary in shape, depending on the style you have selected. Top panel, bottom panel, hollow ring, PCB board, capacitor, buzzer, button switch, LED light, radar piece, footstand screw, small hexagonal post, large hexagonal post, flathead screw, battery, cross screwdriver, scraper, tweezer, holder, marker pen, alcohol pad, wipes, and soldering equipment. Don't be alarmed if you have some extra parts left. These are spare accessories in case you lose any. Before starting soldering, please watch our soldering tutorial and practice on the provided practice board to familiarize with the process. Soldering tutorial in on our site, under Instructions tab. Next, we will introduce the component soldering steps. First, take out the PCB board, 4 capacitors and tweezer. Take out a capacitor, insert it into the corresponding marked hole, C1, 104, on the PCB board. Use your finger to hold the capacitor in place. Grip the pin with tweezers, flip the PCB board, and place it on the table. Adjust the leads to ensure they are at a consistent height before soldering. And solder. After completing each solder joint, place the soldering iron back on the stand and wait for 30 seconds before proceeding to the next joint. During this interval, use a magnifier to inspect each solder joint to ensure they meet the required standards. In the same way, sequentially solder C1, 104, C2, 104, C3, 104, C4, 104 onto the PCB in order. Take out the buzzer. Insert the buzzer into the BUZ marked on the back of the PCB board. Use your finger to hold the switch button in place. Flip the PCB board and place it on the table. And solder. After completing each solder joint, place the soldering iron back on the stand and wait for 30 seconds before proceeding to the next joint. During this interval, use a magnifier to inspect each solder joint to ensure they meet the required standards. Take out the switch button, 2 large hex posts and 2 small hex posts. Insert the large hexagonal posts into the fixing holes between positions 3, 2, 4, and 5, 2, 6 on the front side of the PCB board. Then secure them from the back using the small hex posts. Insert the switch button into the corresponding holes on the back side of the PCB board. Use your finger to hold the switch button in place. Flip the PCB board over and lay it flat on the table. Then proceed with soldering. Rotate and adjust the PCB position. Place the soldering iron tip on the outer side of the pin for soldering. After completing all the soldering, use a magnifying glass to inspect the solder joints and ensure they meet the required standards. Next, we will introduce the assembly steps. Take out 8 LED lights, 1 PCB board. Find the 4 pin sockets marked 1 to 8 on the outer ring of the PCB board. The arrow direction on the LED light matches the arrow direction on the 4 pin socket, and insert vertically in order. Then take out the radar piece. The mark on the radar piece corresponds to the mark A on the PCB board. Align both ends and insert vertically at the same time. Next, take out 2 large hexagonal posts and 2 small hexagonal posts. Insert the large hexagonal posts into the installation holes on the front of the PCB board. Align the small hexagonal posts with the installation holes on the back of the PCB board, and screw them together. Take out the front panel, top panel, 4 flathead screws, and the scraper. If there are block plugs inside the plexiglass panel holes, you can use the screwdriver in the box to poke it out. Use the scraper to remove the protective film from both the front and top panels. There is no fixed direction for using the scraper. Use it according to your own habits. The front panel has a single-sided protective film. There is no need to peel off the film on the side with raised dash lines. Remove the protective film on the other side. Align the positioning holes of the front and top panels with the large hexagonal posts on the front side of the PCB board. The side with raised dash lines face up. Insert the flathead screws into the mounting holes of the front and top panels. After connecting them to the large hexagonal posts, rotate clockwise to secure them in place. Then, use the screwdriver from the box to tighten each screw sequentially. Take out 2 button batteries. Find the battery holder on the back of the PCB panel. The plus sign of the battery faces up. Insert one side under the short spring piece. Then press down firmly. Take out the hollow ring. Align the hollow ring with the edge and place it. Finally, take out the bottom panel and 4 foot stand screws. Use the scraper to remove the protective film from the bottom panel. Align the positioning holes of the bottom panel with the small hexagonal posts. Insert the foot stand screws into the mounting holes and connect them to the small hexagonal posts. Rotate clockwise to secure them loosely in place at first, then tighten them sequentially. The assembly of the fun spinning wheel is now complete. Testing whether the spin the wheel functions properly. Press the on/off switch, and the spinning wheel's LED lights turn on sequentially. This confirms that the on/off switch is soldered correctly. When the lights turn on, a beep beep sound is emitted, indicating that the BUZ buzzer is soldered correctly. Take out the stand and adjust the support rod to keep it vertical. The stand can be adjusted to your preferred angle. Use marker to write whatever you desire and enjoy. The user manual can be found in the box or on our official website. Thank you for watching.